Thank you, Bill. We are Alice in the Wonderlandz. My name is Alice Osborne. To my left, your right, is Colombe Trezen. She is playing the cello, and to my right, your left, is Lauren O'Brien on the bass. This is actually our first time all playing together at the same time, and we're really happy to share the stories of the women of the Donner Party played by women. So I think that's really awesome. The Donner Party, a lot of you know, they were ordinary people just like you and me who wanted a better life. And what makes their story so entrenching and powerful today is that it could have been any one of us facing those same conditions in the winter of 1846 and 47. The story gets really good when they get rescued, and you have people who were not related to the Donners and the Murphys and the Graves and the Keysburgs and the Eddies, and they came and they rescued those folks because they said, that could have been me. I could have suffered. I could have been, we're doing this for the good of California, and California was still owned by almost just been handed over to the United States from Mexico in 1846 in that summer. So our stories are going to be about redemption, resilience, and how the women of the Donner Party really put themselves at the forefront of heroism so that others could survive. And our first song is called Are You Men from California, or Do You Come from Heaven? And that was uttered by one of three mothers, and I chose it was Mrs. Lavina Murphy. She had a huge clan coming from Tennessee, and she was with her son-in-laws and daughters and kids, and she took care of the very, very last child, Simon Murphy. That was her child before she turned her back to the wall and passed away in March of 47. So she held it together when everyone had to leave their children behind, and she kept the kids in the Murphy cabin. So how many of you have seen the Murphy Rock over at by the museum? So there's the Pioneer statue, which was the Breen cabin, and then you go to the right, if you're facing, that was the Murphy cabin. So that's where a lot of the misfortunes and the heroism and a lot of things happen right at that site. So just pretend, going back in time, we have 7 rescuers who have just traversed from west to east, and they're cold, they're hungry as well, and they're crossing Donner Lake, and they hear a voice, and it says, are you men from California, or do you come from heaven? Hope is like bread. What does it taste like? Huddled and dirty shawls, and cheeks are sunken in. Are you surprised? Haven't all died. Are you surprised? Haven't all died. And then Mrs. Murphy pokes her head out here and shouts. She weakly says, are you men from California, or do you come from heaven? Oh, relief is hard to come by. In 1847 we've been waiting so long for you. And birds won't sing, our hearts are dim. Can you scoop up a speck of light? Please help us. It's too hard to cry. Ready the strong. Paper fight the snow and wrap tight heads and toes. For the 90 miles, and it's a long drive. Keep the kids alive. It's a long drive. Keep my kids alive. And then Mrs. Murphy pokes her head out here and shouts. She weakly says, glass, points to the dead. She says, are you men from California, or do you come from heaven? It's another bitter morning in 1847. We've been waiting so long for you, and I can't sing. My heart is dim, and I will lead up a speck of light. You can't help me. You can't help me. It's too late to cry.